So here we are still talking about this Georgia Tech game. I'm literally supposed to be writing notes for the North Carolina preview video, and I'm struggling to find the motivation to do so. I feel like maybe that if I get some of these things off of my chest and address it one more time, then maybe I'll be able to move forward. So sit tight and let's have a discussion. What's going on, Canes fans? Yes, I'm still throwing up the U. Yes, the channel is still here. It's not been deleted. I get the same responses and comments every single season. Well, Coop, I guess you should just hang it up. Well, Coop, if I were you, I wouldn't watch any more Miami Hurricanes football games. My support for this team has never wavered. If I'm still here after last year and some of the things we saw, trust me, I'm not going anywhere. And I know some of you guys have been fans far longer than I have been, but I'm always going to be here. It's always all about the U. I could never root for any other team. But I am frustrated. Yes, absolutely. And, I'm kind of getting sick and tired of people jumping on social media and telling fans that they're not fans because they haven't moved on from the game. Show support for the coaching staff and the kids and the school and move on. It's time to prepare for North Carolina. And that is true to an extent. It is. I mean, you can't let this consume you. I mean, Miami is 4-1. It was only one game at the end of the day. I agree. But with this, there's arguments for both sides of it because, yeah, you're right. The players and the coaches do need to move on and prepare for North Carolina because they have a game to play Saturday. But at the end of the day, fans are fans. And they have every right to be upset after losing to a Georgia Tech team that lost to Bowling Green the previous week. I spent the week saying that I don't think people were giving Georgia Tech as much credit as they should, but I in no way saw a loss. I'm not going to pretend like I saw that. But it's still just unbelievable that Miami finds themselves in these types of positions year in and year out. This is one of those that I say is absolutely unacceptable. And Mario in 2 years has made two crucial mistakes, two things that he will never live down: an MTSU loss and a Georgia Tech loss. Have you noticed that the talk about beating Texas A&M has completely disappeared now? Because the Georgia Tech loss overrides it. Really, it does. And I'm so tired of seeing people try to tell other people how to fan. If you want to move on and never speak about this game ever again, then do it. If you want to continue to be vocal and complain and criticize, then do it. Because for some reason, there are people that believe being vocal and critical means you're not supporting. It doesn't mean you're not supporting. I went on a rant for 20 straight minutes immediately after the game and posted that up for the entire world to see, and thousands upon thousands of people saw it. And you know what I did later that night? I ordered another Miami Hurricanes t-shirt. Am I an idiot? No. I'm a fan. I'm a fan. You can be critical. You can be harsh and still be a fan. You can say, you know what, I'm moving on. There's brighter days ahead. The sun rose this morning. I support this team. You're a fan. There's no right or wrong way to do it. But I do have to also say that I don't like this narrative that is being pushed right now. And it is that, oh, now the players really have something to play for. Now they want to prove everyone wrong because the world is doubting them. The world was already doubting Miami. The world was waiting for Miami to slip up and mess things up and screw all of it up like they always do. And we did it again. We did it again. So I don't want to hear anything about trying to prove people wrong. If If winning a national championship or trying to win a natty is not enough motivation, I don't know what else you need or what else will be. If competing for a conference championship and trying to win the first ACC championship for the University of Miami is not enough motivation, then I don't know what to tell you. If knowing that when you mess up, you're going to become the laughing stock of the college football world and memes are going to be plastered everywhere is not enough motivation for you to trot out there and try your best to win football games, I'm talking about both the players and the coaches, then we have a problem. Red alert! There's no extra motivation that should be needed. I don't get it, man. It's so frustrating to never be in the driver's seat in this conference. That's my issue. Coop, well, it's only one loss. And you're right. Miami could come out next week. This is not my prediction, but Miami could come out next week and very well beat North Carolina. They could. I don't know what's going to happen. But the point I'm trying to drive home here is every single year it seems like we have to figure out what teams need to lose for us to get to the front instead of just sitting in the driver's seat. I don't get it, because when you look at the ACC right now, we're talking purely conference games. I'm not talking about out-of-conference games, just purely in the ACC. Undefeated at this moment, you have Louisville, Florida State, North Carolina, and Duke. So what happens is, even though Miami only has one ACC loss so far, we're no longer in the driver's seat. There's going to come a point in time, potentially, if everybody starts playing well and Miami can't beat all these. We don't play Duke, of course, but we play Louisville, Florida State, and UNC. Well, you have to win those games. It's just so sickening, because I don't want to have to do one of those live streams or those 30-minute videos where we're doing these complex mathematical equations where, well, this team has to beat this team. And then since that team lost to that team, we need this other team to take care of business here. And then Miami has to win out. And then, we've already screwed the pooch. And again, I'm not saying that good things can't happen. I'm not saying that it puts Miami out of a conference championship game when we're 5-6 weeks into the season. I'm not saying that. Have you watched college football this year? Anybody could lose, literally. Anybody. So anything can happen. I've always said that. Everybody's been inconsistent. And one of the things I said was I felt like Miami had been consistent, but now we're right back to reality check. Miami is consistently inconsistent. We just are. We come out and we beat Texas A&M, and then a couple weeks later we lose to Georgia Tech. I really, truly wish we could just eliminate bye weeks. I wish that you could, they offer it. They say, hey, there's an optional bye week if you want to take it. And we say, no, thank you. We'll pass. And if a bye week is required, I want there to be some sort of football that happens. And I'm not talking about just practice. I'm talking about a live scrimmage against another opponent. Schools actually travel. They air it on television. And I don't know. We figure out something, because Miami cannot afford to take any more weeks off. In the press conference today, Dawson said, well, historically, buys are always tough for teams and they always come out looking rusty. Yeah, we sure as heck do. I'm not superstitious and I don't believe in jinxes and stuff, but that's not really being superstitious per se. That's more so just you go a week of no game. It throws off your schedule and the feng shui, And we don't need that. We don't need that. Never, ever again. Submit some kind of appeal or something. We don't want bye weeks. We don't need them. Opportunity for guys to get rested up. Yeah, I guess so we can try it out there and lose. And I know, again, people are going to argue about, should have taken the knee. Dawson said he took accountability. Mario said he took accountability. Tyler Van Dyke said he took accountability for ever even putting the team in that position in the first place. It's nice to see people take accountability, but we've got to see some actual changes, because otherwise we're just making these same excuses year in and year out, are we not? Every single year, it looks like, oh, we're trending upwards. Here we go. Y'all are sleeping on us. Good. Don't pick us. Let's keep it that way. And then we drop a big game. And we become the laughingstock of the college football world. We go on a skid, rinse and repeat. Regardless of what coaches we have. Regardless of what players we have. And it gets old. So that's why I said I sympathize and understand the point of view of fans that say, no, I'm not going to be quiet. No, I'm not going to take a chill pill. I'm pissed. I'm over it. Especially some of you that have been supporting this team for 30 and 40 plus years. I'm sure you're very tired of it. But I also see the point of view from the people who say there's still football left. We can't get too down on ourselves, right? There's still a lot to play for and potentially even still an opportunity at a conference championship because we don't know what's going to happen with all these other teams. All we can control is us. Which is why I said I'd prefer to remain in the driver's seat so we don't have to worry about what everyone else is doing. But it is what it is, and here we are. So I just had to get some things off of my chest, man. I still support the Canes. The preview video is going to go up. I ordered the new shirt. I'm still going to Miami for the Clemson game. I'll be there. I didn't cancel my travel plans. No, I'm going to be there to support the players and be there for the team because I love this team. Love this team. That's why sometimes, man, it hurts and it hurts deep. You know, I am really the one, not the only one. There were many others, but I've been very vocal on every platform saying that, you know, I went into this season with relatively low expectations. But it doesn't change the fact that, you know, the Georgia Tech game really hurt. And it worries me. It gives me anxiety. It stresses me out thinking about what Miami teams of the past have done after a loss like that. The future scares me right now. I have to see it to believe it. I was already in that mindset. My season prediction of 7-5. Me saying I have to see it. You must prove me wrong. Miami beat Texas A&M. And look, I get it. I am right there with these people, and I understand. But people DM me, and they say, Coop, you got to eat that crow. Coop, this team's legit. Coop, I told you, you're a dummy. You're stupid. And you know what my response was? I said, maybe you're right. Maybe I was. I hope that I am. But this team still must show me. Because I'm not an I told you so person. Like I said, I didn't predict a Georgia Tech loss. Nobody did, other than maybe C-Dog and some Georgia Tech fans that were still holding on. All 6 of them. I can't even throw shots anymore because we lost to them. Come on, Coop. It's just crazy. It's just crazy. I didn't want to be in this position. I was afraid that this would happen, but I really didn't want it to. I didn't want it to, man. I mean, because in my predictions, I had, for the full season prediction, I predicted a North Carolina loss and Clemson loss. So does that mean we're losing 3 in a row? Luckily, we do week to week, so the week to week predictions can be different than what I did in the full season. But right now, it's not looking good. Will this team come out and respond? Everybody said, look, the players this year care. I have an inside source that was in the locker room. They didn't take this loss very well. They promised they're going to come out swinging and take care of business, and everybody's going to be talking about Miami again. Then show me. Show me.